Sir, let's go to Exhibit TT1. Exhibit TT1, my lord, is the notice of rights of Mr. Muzi Sibiya, my lord, accused number 2.
Yes.
Thank you. You said you have it?
Sure, name. I have it.
Okay, let's start with paragraph 1. What did you explain to the accused?
Paragraph 1. I told him that he has the right to a lawyer.
Read paragraph 1.
Oh. You have the right to consult with a legal practitioner of your choice. Or should you so prefer?
No. 1 is 1. Paragraph 1, under the notice of rights, under that heading.
You are being detained for the following reasons.
Yes.
Dealing in drugs.
Interpretation. Okay. You see the date? This was the 31st of May.
31st of May.
Am I correct?
Kunjalo.
Okay.
That is correct.
And you have testified that you have found the accused in possession of unlicensed firearm. Is that your evidence?
Ammunition, not firearm.
Sorry, my lord. What is not correct?
That he was found in possession of a firearm. That is not his evidence. His evidence was that accused number 1 was found in possession of ammunition, not firearm.
As the court pleases, my lord, can I just rephrase that, my lord? You remember at the time when you arrested the accused and you went inside his house?
What
did you find? What did you find in his possession? Okay.
I found live rounds.
Okay. Is that charge included in paragraph 1?
Paragraph 1. It is not included.
Okay. Let's go down to the certificate by detainee.
Certificate by detainee.
Can you just read it into the record? That paragraph. Certificate by detainee I, Moses Sibiya. Continue.
Name of the detainee, hereby certify that I have been informed in Zulu.
Yes.
It of my rights in terms of the Constitution.
Yes.
As set out above by Sergeant Mohola. The name of the person who informed the detainee. And that I understand the contents thereof.
You see, this is contrary to what we have said here in this court. The form itself, it says who the person read the rights to the accused, and it's not yourself. Am I correct? Unless if the form is wrong.
Kungayiphutha ukuthi kuthiwe mina angishongo ngoba ngabhalanga. Akusho ukuthi ngoba ngabhalanga ngikushongo lokho.
It would be a mistake to say that just because I did not write, I did not tell the accused of the rights.
If I remember very well, in your testimony you said when you explained these rights, the Sergeant Mohole was next to you. Didn't you say that?
Sergeant
That's your evidence. Yes. Then now I'm saying, when you explained these rights, were you referring to this form, am I correct?
I was telling him his constitutional rights,
which are contained in this exhibit.
The exhibit.
Remember, this exhibit was submitted to the court because it was explained by you in the presence of Sergeant Mkhule.
Angithi wena uthi wena phela wacheza lo ngapha amalungelo akhe ekhona uSergeant Mkhulu.
Kodwa lokho akokunqamula ukuthi kwa uSergeant Mkhulu naye umtshelile.
That does not imply that that Sergeant Mkhulu did not tell him herself.
Okay, it's fine. The document speaks for itself. It's clear that you are not the one who explained these rights. Let's go down. Certificate by third person as a witness if required. You testify that when you explained the rights, there was a witness next to you, which is Sergeant Mkhule.
Correct, kunjalo.
And why is that part is not completed? To say there is a witness who was next to me when I was explaining these rights.
Ngiyacabanga ukuthi ngesilungu lapha kubhale ukuthi if required uma kufuneka. So bese ngeke isizathu la.
It is even written here in English, if required.
Yeah, we want
but
proof.
There was no requirement.
We want proof that these rights were explained according to what we have said to this court. But this document does not confirm what you said, does not confirm that there was any witness. It could have been Sergeant Mkhule, it could have been someone else. That witness is not the content, the details of that witness are not contained here. Am I correct?
Yes.
In other words, there is no witness who can confirm that these rights were explained by yourself as you testified to the accused.
Ngisasho namanje kungayiphutha uma kubekwa kanjalo ngaphambi kwale nkantolo.
Well, I still reiterate, it would still be a mistake if it is put before this court in that fashion.
Yeah, the form says it's all.
Form kazagon.
Ithi form uma kubalulekile.
The form says if required.
Don't worry, let's leave it for argument. We're done with these exhibits, okay? It shows that the rights were not explained. That's why it is contradicting like this. Then, firstly, when you were asked by Sergeant Mkhule to assist them, you are the member of the Metro Police, and Sergeant Mkhule is a member of the SAPS. What kind of the duties you were requested to perform?
When I get Nancy's SAPS, yiphi imisebenzi ufanele niyenze?
Make ngichazele inkosi yenkantolo ukuthi umsebenzi owenziwa eSouth African Police Services neMetro Police umehluko kungaba mncane and umehluko khona we-investigation.
I've never asked that.
Yes, mncane uyafana.
Let me just explain that the difference between the work that is done by the SAPS and Metro Police is very small.
You know what, Constable, what's your rank?
Constable.
For how long have you been a constable?
Since I got up.
My Lord, can I please ask for intervention here? Oh, they are talking to each other and I'm completely left out.
My apologies, my Lord. Okay, let's correct the year of service. For how long have you been working as the constable in the Metro Police?
Over 20 years.
No promotion, nothing.
Over 20 years.
Okay.
Let's see what the relevance of that question is.
Okay. My question was...
Sorry, my Lord, I'm sorry, my colleague. Whilst we are at it, Advocate Mshololo is putting propositions to the witness, for instance, that the fact that the notice of right was not signed by the witness TT1 shows that the rights were not explained. I don't know what the basis of the submission is, whether she has instructions to that effect, because counsel for accused 1 and 2 never put that proposition to the witness. We did not take issue with her at that stage, but we just want to sound or signal our intention to indicate that we don't think that is the correct thing.
Okay. Yes, Mr. Mshololo.
My Lord, I said I will leave that for argument, what is contained in this document, my Lord. Thank you, my Lord. Constable, I put question, you answer. You understand that?
Ngicela ukuthi manje ngikunika umbuzo uphendule. Uyakuzwisisa lokho?
Ngiyakuzwisisa.
I do.
If the question is not clear, you ask me to repeat. You don't ask me.
Uma umbuzo ungacacile, ngicela ukuthi ngiwuphinde.
Okay?
Ngiyakuzwa.
I understand.
My question was, what was the request? What were you requested to do? What kind of services you were required to perform as a Metro Police officer when you were asked by the member of the SAPS?
Umbuzo wami uthi wawufanele wenzeni? Wawucela ukuthi wenze inhloboni yomsebenzi. Uma ucele ukuthi usize njengephoyisa lase Metro ucelwe abakwa basesiphoyiseni sase South Africa iSAPS.
Umsebenzi wami ngokuyobopha.
My duty at that time was to go and effect an arrest
Nokumvikela umseshi.
and to protect the investigating officer.
Okay. Do you have a written permission authority for that day?
Unayo yini imvume ebhaliwe yalolo suku?
That was authorized by your supervisor
Eyayigunyezwe usupervisor
that you are tasked to go and perform these duties in Tembisa
ukuthi ke wawufanele ukuthi uyokwenza lo msebenzi eThembisa.
under this case.
Bengingayidingi lo.
I did not
mvumo leyo.
require that authorization letter.
Do you have it? Yes or no? Did you have it? Yes or no? Did you have a written authority, written permission, written instruction by the head of your department or your supervisor to say you are instructed to go and perform these duties?
Unayo yini? Yebo noma cha. Incwadi ebhalwe usuperintendent wakho ekugunyazayo ukuthi ufanele uhambe uyokwenza lo msebenzi eThembisa.
Cha.
No.
And there is no supervisor who had given such authority that you must go and render the services in Tembisa.
Futhi akekho supervisor wikunika lelo gunya lokuthi ufanele uyosebenza lo msebenzi eThembisa.
Khona.
Is there?
Yes, who is that supervisor?
Ubani ke lo supervisor?
Vishan Singh.
It is Vishan Singh.
Okay, how did he give you
Wakunika kanjani ke lo mlayalelo?
the instruction to go and render the services?
Ngocingo.
Umyalelo ukuthi uhambe uyokwenza lo msebenzi?
Okay. No problem. Vishan Singh is still going to come and testify in this court regarding that authority, whether you had authority to conduct the duties that you conducted on the 30th of May.
Vishan Singh usazosayina inkontileka azochaza ukuthi awuvunyelwe yini ukuthi wenza lo msebenzi eThembisa.
Okay.
Sergeant Mkhola.
It is Sergeant Mkhola.
Yeah.
And you executed the duties as per that warrant of arrest.
So manje wena wenza umsebenzi wakho uhambisana naleyo warrant of arrest.
Kunjalo.
That is correct.
And is it correct that when you executed those duties, you found accused number 1 outside the premises?
Manje umwenza ke lo msebenzi wakho wathola umsola oqala engaphandle kwegceke.
Wephakathi egcekeni ngaphandle kwendlu.
He was inside the yard, out of the house.
Okay. And how did you know, how did you find out that out of the 2 that you found, who was accused number 1?
Manje wazi kanjani ke wena ukuthi kulabo ababili imuphi umsola oqala?
ngohlobo lwempahla besitshelwe ngalo abezigqokile
We had been informed of the colors and the types of clothes that he had been wearing.
Okay, so in other words, you were convinced that the person who was in front of you, it fitted the same description that we have been giving.
So
when you
uthi wena
approached him.
unesqiniseko sokuthi lo muntu lo phambi kwenu wayechazwe ngale ndlela ayichazwe ngayo ukuthi uyena lo nimbhekile.
kunjalo.
That is correct.
And when you apprehended him, you had no doubts about his identification.
Ushuthi uma senizombopha naningena kungabaza ukuthi ubani.
Kwakukhona.
There was
What?
doubt.
What?
Yini indaba?
What doubt?
Ingakho simbuzile igama lakhe.
That is the reason why we asked him his name.
Okay, what else did you ask?
Yini kokunye nambuza kona?
Ukuthi uphethe umazisi kuyena.
We asked him if he has his ID on him.
Oh, okay. And the other one?
Manje lo munye?
Basange simbuze lutho.
We didn't ask him anything.
Oh, okay. Why?
Indaba.
Bese sigculisekile ngalo simtholile.
We were already certified that we had found the one that we were looking for.
Okay. Is it correct that after accused number one had responded and had given you his names, you were supposed to apprehend him and take him to the cells?
Manje umsolo qala umese nimtholike na nambopha wanika nanegama lakhe benifana nimthathe nimise emaseleni akunjalo.
According to the warrant of arrest that you were executing.
Kukhambisana ke ne-warrant of arrest.
Bengilandela umseshi.
I was following the instructions of the investigating officer.
Oh, okay. But in terms of the warrant that you were executing, you had apprehended the person, you were then supposed to take him and go with him.
Kodwa kukhambisana ne-warrant lena iphethe kwakufanele ukuthi nithi nje uma senimbophile nimthathe nimise emaseleni.
Ngiyavuma.
I agree.
Okay. Do you know anything called search warrant?
Yes, yini into ebizwa ngokuthi search warrant.
Ngiyazi kahle.
I know it very well.
Did you have a search warrant?
Nani na yini search warrant?
Cha.
No, we did not.
Okay. How come did you search the accused house without a search warrant?
Manje ayiseshelani indlu kaMshololo aningenayo search warrant?
Sasingayeli kuyosesha.
We were not there to go and search.
Okay, what were you going to do?
Kanti nani wenza?
Ufuna umazisi.
We're looking for an ID.
Yes.
Yebo.
Azange ngumtholo umazisi la bekangikhomba khona.
We did not find the ID where he had initially directed me to.
Did you have handcuffs after we have apprehended accused number one?
Nani sena, can you please repeat that one?
Did you have handcuffs at the time when you apprehended accused number one?
Nani baphethe inozankosi ngesikhathini ibopha uMshololo kuqala?
Kunjalo.
That is correct.
Okay. Did you handcuff him as you had asked him to lie down or to sit where you were apprehending him?
Namfaka inozankosi ngesikhathini imlalise phansi.
Kunjalo.
That is correct.
Yes. Then what caused you not to tell him to get the ID book and bring it to you? Because you did not have the search warrant.
Ngona ningekho ningenayo search warrant yini ngingamtshelanga ukuthi ahamba yolanda ipasi lakhe abuye na.
Angeke uze umuntu oboshiwe umkhulule uthamba olanda umazisi wakhe.
You cannot release an arrested person to freely go and fetch their ID.
Okay, it's fine. Let's move on for the sake of progress. But do you confirm that those ammunition that you recovered from the accused number one's house, you recovered them when you did not have a search warrant, when you did not have the permission to search the house?
Uyavuma yini ukuthi lesinhlamvu enasithola lapha?
There are various instances where provision is made for a warrantless search, and it is incorrect to put the proposition that my learned friend is doing to the witness.
Yes, Mr. Mshololo.
My Lord, I think this one is not complicated because it's direct to the witness to say, do you agree with me that when you recovered what you recovered, you did not have a search warrant to conduct a search at that time, my Lord?
As I understand, Mr. Baloyi, it says that is not the only exigency of the law. Are you saying that there are various categorizations of what you can do when you are suspecting that an offense has been committed or is about to be committed?
Yes.
But the witness can answer this one, my lord.
Well, Mr. Malloy is making a point of law. Is that so, sir? Maybe
Yes,
I'm wrong.
indeed, my lord. Unless those issues are first fleshed out, where the law makes provision for a warrantless search, one cannot start by asking this question.
Okay, let's proceed.
My lord, I cannot refer this witness to the provisions of the law. I rather leave it for argument, my lord. Thank you. Let's move on, sir. I need clarity on this one. At what time did you apprehend the accused for the first time when you executed the warrant of arrest?
Ngidinga incazelo ke kulokho. Nambopha ngasikhatsini umsolwa uma senizombopha nge-warrant of arrest.
Angisasikhumbula isikhathi.
I'm unable to remember the time.
Was it in the morning, during the day, in the afternoon? We know the date. It was on the 30th day of May.
Kwayesekuseni kuyisemini laliselitsha iliya umtsha wendoda ngoseyazi date ukuthi kwenini.
Kwakusemini.
It was during the day.
Okay. It was during the day. And when was the accused detained into the police custody?
Manje umsolwa kwagcina efakwenini ke emaselini.
If you still remember.
Uyakhumbula?
Ngicela uphinde umbuzo.
Can you please repeat the question?
When was the accused detained?
Umsolwa kwagcina efakwenini emaselini.
Ntathakusa.
In the morning.
Oh, okay. So from the time when he was arrested up to the early hours of the morning, you were present?
Usho ukuthi ukusuka ngalesikhathi eboshwa umsolwa uze kuyofika le ntathakusa wawukhona wena.
Yebo.
That is correct.
Okay. Let's move on to the day when you escorted accused number 2 on the 24th of June to the magistrate at Boksburg. You remember that incident?
Can you please repeat?
The incident of the 24th of June 2020, when you escorted, I don't know whether you escorted, but when you were present, when the accused number 2 was taken to Boksburg Magistrate Court. Do you remember that incident?
Sakhumbula ngomhla 24 kuJune 2020 umsolwa eyiswa eBoksburg emahhovisini eManji.
Ngiyakhumbula.
I remember that.
Okay. You testified about the remarks that were made by the magistrate when he first saw you on the passage.
Uphawulile ngaloko kwasho uManji ngiqala ukunibona
About the fact of being many and heavily armed. You remember those remarks?
ngokuthi nani baningi futhi nihlomile.
I'm not sure how you related to it, but you said the magistrate said, why so many? Are you intimidating the accused or herself? I want to get clarity on that. What exactly the magistrate said? Did the magistrate
Ngifuna ukuzwa kahle ukuthi uManji wathini ngoba ngathi
As a court, please, I don't think that question is correct. The witness has spoken, he never mentioned the magistrate, he spoke of a
white lady.
A lady.
Whom he didn't know.
And secondly, he did not speak of a corridor. He mentioned an area, an entrance that is used by the police and as well as the prisoners.
Yes, Mr. Mshololo.
Okay, thank you, my lord. Well, where you were standing when you say you saw a white lady, was it next to the office of the magistrate? Where exactly was that passage? I need to understand now, because the accused that you were escorting was taken and escorted up to the office of the magistrate. So where were you standing where you saw that white lady?
Nanimephike ngalesi sikhathi nibona lo mlungu lo ngoba nathi ulo umsolwa wapheleza loyo wayiswa ehhovisi likaMagistrate. Manje ufuna ukwazi ukuthi nanimephike ngesikhathi nibona lo mlungu.
Uma ungena enkantolo ngegate.
If you enter the premises of the court using the gate,
La khliswa khona kamabanjwa.
that is an area where the suspects are taken out of the cars.
Okay. Jonathan testified that he escorted the accused also up to the office of the magistrate where he was waiting outside.
Jonathan Faze wathi baphelezela umsolo kuyoze uyofika ehhovisi lika magistrate.
Were you with him or you remained behind?
Awunaye noma wasala wena?
ngasala mina
I remained behind.
Where?
La.
sakwele emotweni sayopaka eprecinct
We went back to the cars and went to park at the precinct.
Yes, but the evidence of Jonathan is that he stood outside the office of the magistrate.
Manje ke ufakazi kaJonathan kuthi bona bama lapha ngaphandle kweoffice lika magistrate.
And according to Jonathan's evidence, he said there are police officers, there are other members of the metro who did not want to give their appointment certificate, and those members were Constable Buthelezi, Constable Mapumulo, Constable Monareng.
Uthi ke ukhona amaphoyisa angazange anike umagistrate incwadi zabo zokuqashwa koku Constable Buthelezi Mapumulo noMnare.
ngangingekho phakathi ehhovisi okanye ngaphandle kwehhovisi lakamanje
I was not inside or just outside the office of the magistrate.
Did you give your appointment certificate when you were asked to do so?
Why keep any appointment letter yakho mosicela ukuthi uyikhiphe?
akekho umuntu okwangicele
Nobody asked me for my appointment letter.
So it means Jonathan was mistaken when he mentioned that there was Constable Buthelezi, Constable Mapumulo, and Constable Monareng.
Usho ukuthi ke wayenze iphutha ke yini uJonathan Methi labo kwaku Constable Buthelezi, Constable Mapumulo no Constable Monareng.
iphutha impela
That is a mistake. Indeed.
And also Jonathan further testified that those officers left and waited into their cars. And according to your evidence, you said you left the premises and waited outside the premises at the Metropolis's offices. Am I correct?
Jonathan wathi yena lamanye amaphoyisa ahamba yo ilinda la ngaphandle wena uthe navele nasuka naphindela le nahamba neyopaka eprecinct.
kunjalo
That is correct.
Okay, so you see the difference.
Yeah, what
Jonathan
is the-
says those police officers, including Constable Buthelezi, which I believe it's yourself, left and waited in their cars.
Ke lamanye amaphoyisa kufana Constable Buthelezi baphu okusho ukuthi wena baphuma bahamba behlala emotweni zabo.
But you are saying you did not wait in the cars, you went outside.
Kodwa ke wena uthi angisaye ngihlala emotweni senu naphumela ngaphandle.
ngichaza ukuthi asingenanga ehhovisi lakamanje asipakanga imoto asisishiyanga kule ndawo kamanje saphuma ngemoto sayopaka eprecinct.
I'm trying to explain that we didn't go into to the magistrate's office. We did not park at the parking there. We took the cars and went out to the precinct.
Yes, I know that, but that's not what I'm asking from you. It's the difference. Two statements that Jonathan testified that those police officers, including yourself, went into their cars. That's what Jonathan testified in this court.
Ukona umbuzo wami ngiyakuzwisisa lo kodwa umbuzo ula ekutheni uyawubona yini lo mehluko ukuthi Jonathan uthi nahamba nayohlala emotweni wena uthi naphuma nahamba na eprecinct.
Yes, which is which?
Yikuphi okuyikona?
Which one really occurred according to your evidence?
Ngendlela wena ufuna ukuchaza ngayo yikuphi okwenzeka?
okwenzeka ukuthi angisizange thina sangena phakathi ehhovisi lakamanje.
What happened is that we did not go into the magistrate's office.
bathe nasebona ukuthi seba safe saphuma ngemoto sayi precinct.
When we noticed that they were now safe, we then went out with our cars to go and park at the precinct.
No, I'm not asking about the office of the magistrate.
Angibuzi ngeoffice lika magistrate.
I'm asking about the issue of those police officers, including yourself, waiting in their cars?
Engikubuzayo uyilokhu ukuthi ke amaphoyisa ahamba ayolinda ezimotweni zabo.
Salinde emotweni.
Yes, we did wait in the cars.
Oh, okay. You did not now go to the metropolises outside the court premises?
Manje kanjani niphume lapha emahhovisini amanje naya ngaphandle?
Ngicela ukuchasela inkosi enkantolo ukuthi ngithi saphuma la endaweni zakamanje sayopaka endaweni emetropolis eseduzane nendawo kamanje.
What I'm trying to explain is that we went out of the magistrate's building and the yard, and then we went to park at the metropolis precinct, which is very near.
Okay, no, it's fine. I will note that. Let's move on for the sake of progress, Constable. When you saw that lady who made remarks, you were heavily armed. Am I correct?
Umbona ke lo sisi owaphawula lapho lo muntu osifazana owaphawula nanhlome kakhulu akunjalo?
Ikunjalo.
That is correct.
And the accused was amongst yourself. Am I correct?
Mshololo we nani akunjalo?
Cha, akunjalo.
No, that is not correct.
Where was the accused at that time?
Where laphi Mshololo?
Nalaba bebaphambili.
He was with those that were in front.
Who were those?
Go Oban.
Angisakhumbula utho oba.
I'm unable to recall who it was.
Okay. How did you find out that the accused was done with what he was doing inside?
No,
The magistrate.
zikanje nathola kanjani ulwazi lokuthi ke umsolo wayeseqedile ngalokho ayengene ukuyokwenza le ngaphakathi.
Jonathan bekakhuluma nathi.
Jonathan was communicating with us.
Okay, it's fine. Then let's move on to the incident wherein you went to escort accused number 1 to Albertine, SAPS. You remember that incident?
Asikhulume ukuthi na Perez Ranja umsolo uqanisa Albertine. Sakhumbula?
Yakhumbula.
I do remember.
Okay. It is your evidence that you remained outside the premises of Albertine, SAPS. You did not enter inside.
Faza
the
ukuthi
CSC.
nahlala ngaphandle kwegcela esiphoyiseni sase-Albertine zange ngene ngaphakathi akunjalo?
Kuyiqiniso.
That is correct.
Is it also evidence that when you were waiting outside there, you were heavily armed?
Iqinisweni ukuthi mani sekhona lapho nanhlome
Or
kakhulu
maybe just to say you were armed the way you were armed?
asithi ke nanhlome ngalendlela nanhlome ngayo.
Iqiniso.
Okay.
That is correct.
And when you escorted accused number 1 to that place where they went to, you were also armed.
Uthi ke noma niphezela umsolo uqala umeyala eyakhona nanhlomile.
Ngicela inkosi silungisele yoku-escorta.
Okay.
Can we please correct this issue of escorting?
Yes, you can correct it.
Besingayisi part yabantu beba-escorta.
We are not part of the group that was escorting.
Okay.
Besilapha buduzane uma kuzoyenza ukuthi siyadingeka.
We were always remaining close by just in case we would be needed.
Oh, okay. But you were together with the convoy.
Kodwa nanihamba nayo ke le convoy.
Cha, kuyiphutha lokho.
No, that is not correct.
Okay. When they were at the scene wherein they were working, wherein Colonel Hadebe was working with the photographer and accused number 1, you were also not there.
Lapho khona uKhenel Khadebe senza nomsolo naningekho khona lapho.
Sasingekho.
No, we're not there.
Okay, it's fine. May the court just bear with me, my lord. Just a second. Thank you, my lord. I have no further questions to the witness.
Thank you. Any reason?
Just two aspects, my lord. In cross-examination by counsel for accused number 5,